ever have any matches with CM Punk during your singles run, or was that?
I was asked that, and I got memory loss. You know, I was on YouTube. I was like, yeah, we did work together a few times. Yeah.
What are your thoughts of him on a wrestler and quitting when he was fairly on top for a while now?
On the outside looking in, as an independent wrestler, you're like, what the fuck are you thinking? But when you're there, you understand. Okay. Was he right to go on a podcast and tell his story? I think a lot of people wanted to know about it. Yeah, we're interested, but now he's being sued. So, you know, that's a good idea.
And I've heard you say that they had plants in the audience.
Yeah.
Wouldn't to try and get.
I've seen it firsthand. Yeah, one time.
What would they do?
They would do chants, and then it's like a ripple effect, right? They hear chants, and then try to get the people up.
So they just send a bunch of people out in CM Punk shirts.
Or ECW shirts, yeah. I seen like 3 or 4 guys all scattered around the arena, and I was like, wow. I guess if you really want to get somebody over, you know.
And I have to ask you this because it just happened last night.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on CM Punk's fairly pathetic performance?
Well, I think Michael Landsberg's really happy about the outcome.
And we all know that wrestling is predetermined, but you do have to be tough. And how do you think that makes wrestling look when you have a WWE champion showing such kind of pitiful skills in a real fight?
Ask yourself that question.
And I already know that you probably didn't have much contact with this guy, but on the other end of the spectrum, you have Brock Lesnar, who is fairly legitimately tough, and he was around during the time.
He had credentials. Brock was an NCAA wrestler. The guy knows how to, and wrestling, as you know, is one of the greatest combat martial arts there is.
Yeah.
Punk, I don't believe, played sports in high school. I don't believe he was ever in a real. Well, the Teddy Hart fight,
which he lost, from what I understand.
But the thing is, I'm hearing like he was doing comic books and he was doing movie roles. You have to dedicate yourself 24/7 to this. You know what I mean? You're not in there with some chump off the street. You're in there with a guy who had legitimate fights and he was a tough guy. Plus, the fact that he's involved in a lawsuit, he had too many distractions. You know what I mean? There's a lot. Plus, he's 38 years old. He's had hip surgery, knee surgery. He was an independent wrestler for 16, 17 years. I can guarantee he has at least 16 or 17 concussions. You know what I mean? The odds were not in his favor. But he went and did it. That was something off his bucket list. And maybe it's his last fight. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
According to Dana White, it's going to be his last fight in the UFC.
Well, he's the boss.
But, yeah.